Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Gamers DMZ podcast. Today is April 7th, 2025. How's everybody doing? Oh, we have our panel back for tonight. Hello, Jazzy Moto.
Hello, OG Double M. Hello, everybody.
Good, good. Sir Rich.
What up? What up?
What up, what up? Last but not least, the one.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Hopefully, you've been gaming and enjoying these days. And if you had a spring break, hope you've been enjoying that or doing whatever you feel that makes you happy. So, thank you again for joining us tonight. We're here to talk about gaming, and we got a couple of good topics we're going to talk about, especially tariffs and how that may or may not or will impact gaming and people's buying habits and things of that nature. That's going to be one of our major talking points tonight, in lieu of other additional topics that we're going to discuss tonight. So before we kick everything off, we're going to see what everyone's been playing since the last time we uh, got together on this bat channel and started talking about gaming. So, Jazzy, ladies first. Jazimoto, what have you been playing?
Oh, I've been playing a bit. A little bit of Monster Hunter. What else? A whole lot of Cyberpunk. um,
Hold on, let me ask you: did you start over? Or you which original character?
so I was with my original character, and I was stuck on something really ridiculous. Sir Rich helped me get past it. Like it
Was
was
it before
dumb.
the was it before the upgrade or after the
It
upgrade?
was
Let me see.
before. Like I'm in the beginning. Like I
Okay.
just learned how to
Okay.
hack stuff. So like
Okay.
way in the beginning. But now I'm by a parade and I don't know who's where, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. But I did start a second character as a male because there were other NPC characters I wanted to have special relationships with. And
Oh,
after
okay.
learning it's only a particular sex, so I was like, you know what? I have one of each sex. There we go.
Okay,
So,
that's nice. Did you get a
um,
motorcycle yet?
huh?
Did you get a motorcycle yet?
Yes, I have two.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you play Days Gone?
Days Gone? No. Uh-uh.
Oh, oh, okay. Because I hate the motorcycle in Days Gone. I don't care if it runs out of gas every 5 seconds. But I tell you what, the motorcycle in Cyberpunk was done right.
Yeah.
I've never driven a motorcycle, rode a motorcycle, however you choose to phrase it, that is smooth and is
Yes.
easy and nice to drive
And I know
as
you
the
don't.
motorcycle.
Yeah, you don't play Grand Theft Auto, but I will say it's a whole lot smoother than GTA. Cause like you hit something at maybe over 20 miles an hour, you're going flying. This one you will go
Oh
flying,
wow.
but you have to be a high speed.
Yeah,
So it's like okay,
yeah,
and it doesn't get damaged and smoke as quickly. So that I was like, okay, y'all have a pretty good driving system, even with the cars.
yeah.
Oh,
So
my
I just
one.
want to actually
Yeah, yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say one last thing. My only complaint about the vehicles is they drift way too easily, especially the trucks for whatever reason. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like Cyberpunk. What else am I playing? Dead Island 2 with Sir Rich and Della Vega. Hello, Mr. Peppy Wilson. Thanks for joining us. Yes, see, he knows about GTA vehicles. Trash.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, what else? I know I was playing something else, and I just can't think of it right now. Um, I don't know if it was since the last time we were together, but that golf game, Golf with Friends.
Yeah,
Um,
you like that?
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Play it online.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I'm thinking that's it. I have a
Okay.
tendency to think of something later.
Yeah,
So,
don't worry. We got time. So if you think of something else, please let us know.
yep.
Okay, let's go to Sir Rich. What have you been playing?
Bum. I was playing touched on some 7 days. I started my game over in Dragon's Dogma because I don't remember anything about that. Streaming, I was playing the first Berserker because that game is quite fun for me. Challenging is in the least, but still fun. Kill Knight is a cool little like roguelike, kind of fun. Just jump in, get some rounds, jump out. Uh, Grounded is the game you couldn't think of.
Yes, thank you. I was like, I know that's not all I played. I was so excited to play it, forgot.
Sonic Origins, I was messing around in that too.
And PUBG. Sorry.
PUBG, yeah, that one too.
They
Download
upgraded
this.
PUBG, correct? To 4K?
Yeah, it's super
Okay.
crispy now, and it runs real good. Like I don't see it messing up at all. It actually plays like a regular game, if not better.
Wow, that says something.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I had like. It's always user failure when I can't shoot. It's not like, oh, I shot and the bullet went way up. No more of that. It runs very smooth. Played this other indie game, Source of Madness. Cool little roguelike. It creeped me all the way out. I streamed that, but that creeped me out. I don't know if I can play that. It was only like $2, but that game creeped me out. Recently been playing Shredder's Revenge again. One of my buddies wanted me to dabble in that. Turn on Watch Dogs Legion. I haven't played it in forever. I don't know why. I think one of my buddies was talking about playing it and it got me wanting to tap on that. And Uno. I was playing Uno because I was just chilling, waiting for everybody to get together. And that was also Uno.
That sounds interesting. I remember Uno used to be so fun.
Yeah.
When you play with a group, it's fun. Okay.
Yeah, because when you can jump online, you're playing with like 4 players. It's always 4 players.
Yeah.
Even sometimes they throw a bot in there when people join out, but it was somebody in there every single time.
Yeah, Xbox did a good job. I don't know if they can take credit, but it plays good.
Okay. Well, the backbone for it is good as well, so I'm not surprised at how well it plays. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. That I can think of.
Outside, okay, double. I know what you've been playing, but let's entertain me.
You already know. I only been playing one game.
I know, so entertain me.
Monster Hunter and the new update.
Oh, jeez,
Yeah.
Louise.
Very entertaining, though. Very entertaining.
No, didn't you play a game with your son? It Takes Two?
Oh, yeah, It Takes Two. Yeah, we supposed to finish that this week. We supposed to, but he had to catch up with his
With
some of
studies.
his schoolwork.
Yeah, that goes first. You leave him alone. Let him study.
Hey, I am. Hey.
Let him study.
Your game is learning.
I told him I'll see him in a month. From school out.
Yep. School will be out in a couple of months, and you can play all you want.
Yeah, but that's all I've been playing.
Okay. That's good. Let me see what I've been playing. I go back and forth. I try to play Call of Duty every day. Play that. We're going to get into it later. I played and I got the upgrade for South of Midnight. That's going to be an interesting discussion with people because I think a lot of people have different expectations. And I think their expectations are totally wrong. But I've been hearing a lot of people say things. I'm like, really? But I think there's a tax with that. And if you'll pick up on the tax later. But I played a game called Asphalt Legends Unite. Look, car sim. Hop in the Fallout 76, which they really have fixed that game. It almost plays as well as Fallout 4. And let's see. I played Assassin's Creed. I don't know why I played this game last week, but it just popped up on my list. I'm like, oh, let me download it. Alice Madness Returns, which is based off Alice in Wonderland. I don't know what I played that, but it's a little platform.
That game is awesome.
Yeah, it was. It's interesting.
Yeah, didn't you stream that, Sir Rich?
Yeah, I first played it on PC, and then when it came out on Xbox, I was all gassed up about it because it's both the
Yeah.
first and second game.
Oh,
Oh,
and
You're playing
then I
the
go
second
ahead.
one. If you go in the options, the extras, the first one's on there too.
Oh, okay. Then I played, and I'm just going through Elden Ring, trying to find bosses that I missed. And that's interesting, trying to find all these bosses. Because they say there was about what 200 to 300 bosses in the game.
hidden entrances and
Wow.
caves too.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm still going back trying to find various bosses to fight. And I wait till,
Is it a counter on that?
excuse me?
Do they give you a counter? Like, it's supposed to be 300 bosses.
No.
How do you know?
Nope.
I mean,
No,
oh,
you don't. But that's what I heard. So I'm looking and searching for everywhere, trying to find bosses. What I found to be interesting, I was like, where in the devil in the game do you find out how many times you died?
I don't
And there's nowhere in the
know.
game to find it.
Really?
No, where can you find? Like, I just curious because I don't know what I was doing, but something came up on YouTube and saying if I was looking for something on YouTube about um, how many bosses there were in Elden Ring. So I did a search on YouTube. It came up with a video of all these people getting killed and how the rage. I don't understand the rage people have. I mean, I do understand rage, but the people who are streaming their rage, I just think that's fake. And I'm like, you will never get me to clown like that on in front of anybody because the game is not worth it. You get frustrated with getting beat up because the game cheats. I don't care what anyone says, it cheats. But once you learn all the different moves, I still say it cheats, but it's not going to frustrate me to act like a clown just to get somebody to view it and think I'm silly and acting silly to get a view. That's not my persona, and I will never do that. But I see people doing it. I'm just like, okay, if that's you, you do it. But I'm not going to break my controller over a game. I'm not going to throw anything at the wall. I'm not going to break my. Uh, if I was playing on the PC, I wouldn't break my keyboard. I wouldn't throw my mouse. I for darn sure is not throwing anything at my TV under any circumstance. But I see people do
hmm.
that for views, and that's just not me. But I played. Those are the games I played. And what else?
I just looked it up. Apparently, there is a death counter. It
On PC.
says,
On PC.
okay, PC only.
Because that's I think I looked it up too
Ah,
yesterday on you not YouTube but on my computer and it said something about
Okay.
going here or there and you could find it. But I went inside the PC, I mean the Xbox, couldn't find it. Because
Boo.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, they should have like a little number in the top or something,
If
like
it,
they do the FPS.
right,
yeah, that'd be
exactly.
cool.
Because it showed somebody I was looking at all these people, they got a collage of people dying in these ultimate deaths. And I'm like, they're streaming. And I'm like, how did you die 300 and something times? One guy was dying 1,000 times. I'm like, okay, not 1,000, but it is what it is. Well, over the games I played, and let's get to the hot topics. So, I'm gonna be kind of snarky tonight with a lot of this because I find it interesting and funny. But the first topic we're going to discuss is the imminent or fear, let's say that, of the PS5 price hike, especially for the PS5 Pro, in lieu of said forthcoming tariffs that are enacted on all goods products brought into the United States that weren't made in the United States. So, OG, this was your topic. So, give me your thoughts about it first. What do you think? Do you think it'll impact it? Do you think there'll be a 20% price hike?
Um, my initial thought is that it is going to be a price hike, but only on the Pro.
What makes you think of that?
I think they're going to raise the price on just the Pro and leave the
I,
regular PS5 alone.
but you
Considering
still,
considering the
oh, so
Pro is
you're saying,
already.
But
$750.
you can't discriminate. Are you saying Sony is going to charge more than 20%? Or say for instance the tax was 20%, right? So that would be roughly
Mm-hmm.
$150, right? So if it's $150 onto a PS Pro, let's say the PS Pro is 750, that makes the PS Pro $900. Are you saying they're going to rob Peter to pay Paul? Meaning they're going to raise that additional 25% to 5%. They're really saying, okay, we'll eat that cost because we're making you pay more for the PS5 Pro instead of raising the price of the PS5, which we have to raise because of tariffs. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
okay, hmm, your thoughts overall? Do you think it's good, bad? Do you think it's going to hurt the PS5 or what?
I think it's bad. Of course, it's bad because I mean the PS5 Pro almost been out 5 years now, or close to it, and this thing should be going down in price. It's just it's
But these are
ridiculous.
tariffs. These are tariffs by nations, because things
Yeah,
are manufactured in the United States.
Hmm.
And it's going to be hard because,
yeah.
well, really not hard for Sony because I don't think Sony manufactures any other PS5 hardware. But other things that are manufactured or assembled, they bring parts over and they assemble them here. That's what Apple does. They'll say assembled XYZ or designed
Assembled
with the
in
brain.
Mexico.
Yeah. But all that's going to be taxed. So what are your overall feelings and how that's going to work? I mean, so you think it's just not good?
Yeah, I just think it's not good. I mean, they can also put that price onto like controllers. I can see those going up $10,
Well,
or
can I
spread
can
it
I can I
around a
ask
little
you a
bit
question?
more on
Can I ask you a
accessories.
question? Sometimes I
Hmm.
think that you don't understand. The controller's going up too.
Yeah, see,
It's all
they put it in a
manufactured.
hard place.
There you go. So
That's my thing. They put it in a hard place.
they ain't doing nothing, anything. They are not doing anything. But we'll leave that alone. Anything else you want to add to it?
Uh, no, nothing for now.
Okay, Sir Rich, what are your thoughts
About how much is going to affect the PS5 and
overall
tariffs.
of the tariffs and how much they're going to affect the PS5? You think it's going to impact the PS5, the PS5 Pro? Do you think it's going to, well, how do you think it's going to hurt? Do you think it's going to hurt sales?
I think it's gonna hurt everything on a broad scale because one, the tariffs is not just gonna affect the gaming; it's gonna affect everything. So it's gonna affect people's liquid income. So I think this is gonna affect PlayStation as a whole at the time where they really cannot take any kind of deviation
Loss.
from the main plan. Loss, that's the word.
Not only
Um,
that, not only for Sony, it hurts Sony overall because Sony is a big manufacturer, number three in TVs.
yeah, TVs, anything really that they produce is gonna get a hit.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I ain't
So it's
mad
all
at that.
manufactured goods. So we'll see how this turns out Wednesday. Anything else?
no, this is gonna mess up a lot of people. I want to see what it's gonna do for the economy and all that because it's gonna really hit hard for all these companies in ways I don't think people really get a grasp of yet.
Hmm.
Man, that's all.
All right, Jazz, what about you?
Echoing everybody else. I mean, it overall is a terrible situation, but with the tariffs, what can you do? And just thinking of consoles is like, shoot, I forgot. Duh, TVs, like you said. Shoot. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy because it's not just them. Like many manufacturers actually source and manufacture, or that we heavily rely on, do that stuff here in the USA. So this is
Well, let's get
just,
this out. Let's get this out right now. I think people need to understand nothing, not that much is manufactured in the US because we have a global economy. People make things here, make things there. But if you want to blame something, I can go back to the fact that in the 1970s, I read in the history books, President Nixon was reading over this last week, gave China the most favored nation, which means they get extra good deals in trading. So if you want to say who started all this with the unfair trading practices and let the floodgates open, blame Nixon. Blame those who more agree to worry about money and trying to make manufacturing cheap to make workers here. Go back to where the source is. But I get your point. Go ahead. Anything else?
not really. Just brace to see how this all plays out. And Double brought up a good point. I mean, obviously, it's not directly Sony's fault, but it's unfortunate that an already pricey system is about to go up again.
Okay. I said I was going to be cynical, and I'm going to be cynical and funny at the same time. Sucks for you. Yes. It sucks for you because I know, but people need to understand the ramifications of their actions. If it looks like a duck, walk like a duck, it's a duck. And so you get what you pay for. And you got what you pay for based off what you chose. Is it gonna hurt me? I got a PS5, got mine. I don't need a controller. I can get control for a lifetime on the PS5. I'm not worried.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm missing out on too
I,
much, so.
right. I have two OLED TVs. I don't need a new one. Now, I was thinking as I was at the gym today, I was telling someone, oh, just for the hell, I want a Viking oven. I'm like, well, won't be getting that for too soon. Not that I need it. Not that I need it, but I'm not going to pay an extra $3,000 to $4,000 on an oven that's already $8,000 to $10,000. Not doing it. So I can wait. It's not something that's going to hurt me. I have a car. Don't need a new car. All of this stuff is about to go whack. But
It's hurt
it's
me
not just
because I
it,
need a new car.
you're gonna keep that one. You're gonna keep that one for a minute. I was telling somebody else
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody else last week and they were talking about getting a car. They're saying, oh, I'm gonna trade my truck in. I'm like, okay, if you don't trade it in this week, you may as well hang it up. And they had the truck for 12 years. And I'm like, well, is it giving you any problem? Nope. I guess you can hold it for another 5.
Yeah,
And
you got
I'm,
that right.
but my point is, I'm being cynical, but it's not funny. But all you can do is laugh because I'll give you this saying, and you guys can take this however you choose to. But you guys remember that saying about I think it was the snake and rabbit trying to cross the water. You ever heard of that? I guess not.
Hmm.
So to make a long story short, the snake and the snake and the
You know
python, snake and okay, so you know it, right? So the rabbit wanted to go across the water, and the snake was like, "I'll take you," but the rabbit said, "Oh no, no, no! You're a bad snake, and you'll eat me." And the python said, "No, I won't, because I've already eaten, and so I'm not hungry. So I'll take you across." So the rabbit got on top of the snake's head, and the snake was taking him across the water. In the middle of the water, the snake started to eat him. And the rabbit said, hold on. I thought you said you weren't going to eat me. And the snake said, I'm a snake, B. What the heck you thought I was going to do? So the moral to the
hmm
story is if somebody tell you they going to do something, they going to do it. And so, guess what? As Nina Simone said, that will learn you. So, yeah, learn a lesson, take it with you. But as far as me, it has not hurt me one bit. And guess what? I can be an a hole about it, but I don't care. Yes, I'm losing money in the stock market. It has hurt me there, but that's reciprocal in time. I'm not retiring tomorrow. I'm not retiring in a couple of years. So it is what it is. Deal with it. Some people are going to be hurt. I feel for them. Some people, oh well. That's the way tariffs are. That's the way crap happens. And I think what it is for people to start learning about global economies and how things work. And we are not on an island. We have to work with everybody in the world. We cannot dictate to everybody in the world what it's supposed to be. That's the case Volkswagen said from what one of my friends told me. They said, hey, we just not going to ship any cars to the US. Do you think how much that would hurt? And what if Sony said the same thing? We're not going to ship. It'll hurt them, but I can guarantee you they can ship those units elsewhere. And American companies like Apple do the same when they're putting the same tariffs back on our products. So we'll see. But I just wanted to hit on that topic real quick and get what you guys say. I hope Sony can uh, has the wherewithal, but I think everyone's going to take a loss. A lot of these companies, if this lasts more than 2 to 3 months to 4 months, you're going to see big drops in the stock market. Sony's going to lose money because guess what? The U.S. is one of Sony's biggest markets. The U.S., Europe, and Asia. Latin America is their winner, but the United States is their biggest. And if the tariffs go on, I don't even think GTA is going to launch if it goes more than
They
5 to 6 months.
GTA.
I don't think it's going to launch.
You ain't gonna see GTA this year.
Not at that price because it's a reciprocal tariffs. Everybody's doing the same to each other. So we'll see. Okay.
I seen a meme. I seen a meme today that had Japan, South Korea, and China together. Join forces. Like, yeah. They're gonna fight.
Did you say, Jazz?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's true. A lot of people don't
I
understand
think they
that.
just got over it with these tariffs.
Okay. Yeah, you're right about that. Okay, let's get off the PlayStation. And Jazz, you sent this topic in, saying it's surprisingly hard to find things to do in Assassin's Creed Shadows in the world.
I sent that in. I did.
Yeah, you did.
I must have.
What you-
It was
Yeah, I
early
know
when
you.
I. It was early when I submitted stuff. So, but yeah,
So are you saying that outside of going from A to B, there's nothing in the world that you're going to be impacted with?
that's what it seems like they're saying. Because I have not played the game, but just observing that, and I don't know. Sir Rich, did you bring this to my attention? I don't know where this came from, but I do remember hearing this, so maybe it was me. But yeah, that there's surprisingly hard to find things in Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're saying like it's kind of empty.
I don't know. I was saying the old ones were, and I was hope that they corrected that. But the only thing I heard was the mountainscape was barren, but I don't know. I wouldn't even. I don't know anything about that. I would have to play it to say anything
Yeah.
definitive. Because that's just hearsay. That's somebody's opinion that might be saying things just to say things. So I don't.
This is what Pete Volt thinks. Let's see. Cause you played it, didn't you? One.
Yeah, I have it. And I'm
Yeah.
not as far as along to experience the emptiness at this point, but I am going back and forth, and I run into enemies. I've been constantly running into enemies in battles,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't say that to this to the extent that I can agree. I can only say that in my experience, I haven't seen or came upon what said person is saying at this time.
Okay.
But I am playing it. I had to take a break, but I'm not that far along to like I said, I'm not that far along to make a comment on that. I like the game. It's fun, but can't you say that about any game?
True. I guess it depends on how far you get into it, because of course, in the beginning they're gonna have to lay the groundwork and the backstory and all that
Okay,
stuff.
what about Fallout?
Which one?
Fallout 4.
Oh, I didn't play that one.
Oh, but I mean, Fallout, you run around and then you vast areas
Yeah.
and you don't see people.
Yeah,
Now
especially
you
the
can run
early
into
ones
people.
though.
Yeah. So I think it's to some extent it's up to interpretation of what emptiness is. What do you think, OG?
Um, I mean, the previous games, it wasn't like that. As far as Odyssey and Origins, and and the last one for Hollow, that wasn't an issue. So I don't know. I'm with Sir Rich on this one. I have to play it for myself because
You
that's
gonna play that
definitely
game? You're not gonna play that game until it comes to Xbox Game Pass. So we won't have
Same as
fun then.
what
me.
Shadows.
Yeah.
No, somebody's supposed to be getting it.
Okay. I talked to him today. Well, we didn't talk about that much in gaming on that part, but I talked to him today. He ain't saying nothing about getting it, but we didn't talk that much about gaming. So, Serge, what is your opinion?
He'll
Wait, I'm
get it.
sorry, OG. You get it?
Yeah, he'll get it.
Okay. Search.
Yeah.
My opinion, like I said, like in the past games that I played, the openness has been an issue. Like riding, especially in the what was the Origins, the Egyptian one. Like even like in the beginning, you're running long distances over nothing. Like if you
It's a hot
utilize
desert.
before you have fast travel, it's a chore. But once you unlock fast travel, it's not. But that's Assassin's Creed in general.
That's my point. I mean, I'm trying to understand what emptiness is when all these games, to some extent, and they've always been indicative of
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed. So I'm trying to find out, is this just something someone
Even like
wants to
in
say?
1, 2, and 3, that was my issue. Like you go from one city to the next, it was a lot of nothing in between. But in a newer ones, they
Can I
corrected
ask
that
y'all
with
a
like
question? Hold on,
enemy
stop.
fights and stuff like that. But
Okay, let me ask y'all a
or
question.
hunting,
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Just because this makes me laugh when people say that. Not at you, Serge, but in general. Okay, I just want to laugh because when you drive to, let's say, Chicago to St. Louis, isn't there a bunch of emptiness from there if you driving?
I'm
Is there
not trying to have a
bustling
game
city?
that real.
I
I
Flatness,
am
that's
not
my
trying to have a
point.
game that real.
flatness.
I'm just,
Like like for instance, Cyberpunk does that well. Like it doesn't you could go clear across the map, but it doesn't feel like you driving that distance.
I
It's just a
understand.
Yeah.
I'm
lot
just
going
saying.
on.
It's like
Well,
an
you
It's a
invisible
right,
lot
barrier.
going on.
It's an invisible
right.
barrier between the desert and the city. That I
That's
noticed
my
right away.
but right, it's a desert in the city, but I just think we we have different criteria for games. We say, oh, I think to some extent they want you to experience that vastness, emptiness, loneliness in a game. I think that's part of what makes a game. You can easily fast travel and run into combat every which way. I mean, even crap. The Elden Rings isn't that vast going from place to place. You may, if you unless you're traveling at night, you may get surprised. But you have
That's
an
another
enemy here.
game where it got me at times, like until like it, especially if you lost.
And you think it's calm, and then all of a sudden, oh crap, that bridge
Yeah,
is coming to
now,
life.
yeah,
You
that's
get
true.
lost in that game and you don't know where you going. It gets frustrating, and I will turn it off. So yes, that is a good example.
Okay, so
Yes, I will turn that off
You know
because
what, real
there's a lot going on and it's a long distance to go sometimes.
I will say just a quick tidbit. The DLC for Elden Ring, I feel like there is a lot of emptiness. I will say that as compared to the
that's
base
my
game.
point. That's all I'm trying to say is like I don't have the DLC. But I'm waiting for it to go on sale. We're gonna sell.
It's gonna be
I'll,
soon.
yeah, if we're gonna sell, I get it. I got it marked in my wish list. But
Mhm.
that's my. I think sometimes people want to make a connection over nothing. And if you played Assassin's Creed, that is part of that game's DNA. Is that it's a bunch of openness in that game. I can't think of a lot of games that even the last Gears of War there was opening. Vastness of nothing. Do y'all remember traveling on that sled? In Gears 5 was it?
In Gears.
You
Yeah.
said in
A
Gears 5
little
what?
bit.
Yeah.
Traveling
On
on
the
the sled. It
sleigh.
was vastness of nothing. I mean, it was short nothing, but there was nothing in between your objective and you.
Yeah, but
It
you
wanted
got to
you to
make it
Nobody.
think.
cool.
It wanted you to
You got to
think
make it
there.
cool. You got to make it
Yeah,
cool.
but yeah, see that's what
Because the
see you going with
snowboard part
right,
was kind of
right.
cool, you know.
Yeah,
Hey, this kind of cool. It was cool because it was nothing, but it was entertaining because of the transportation that you
Nothing to
had.
sidetrack you.
But the
but a
transportation
desert
was
is.
fun.
But even
Snowboarding was fun. It was cool though. It was cool.
let's go with let's go with origins. The desert is nothing though. It is vast. So I think you have to have some part of realism to something. And I think I'm gonna make a we want everything now as far as gamers. Everything has to be quick. Case in point, I don't know if I didn't go on social media to even talk about this, but I'm in the skip ahead program for Xbox, right? And now when you touch a game, it gives you all the data instead of loading the game automatically. People had a conniption over that. And I'm like, we want to go straight to our games. Why do we have to press twice? I'm like, you have got to be freaking kidding me. Are these
You said
people
what twice?
okay? The in that Xbox skip ahead program, say for instance, you go to your game and you go
Yeah,
to your game, let's say Assassin's Creed
yeah.
or Cyberpunk. You know how you hit the button and
And
you
say
play the
skip.
game, and it automatically launched the game
Oh yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
your Xbox. It doesn't do that now in the skip ahead. You hit it, it brings up the information. Who are your friends playing it? What achievements you earned? It gives you a little more information.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I
And
seen
so
that
I'm
by the
like,
way.
right. So what is the issue? I like it. I'm like, yeah, it gives me the information I'm looking for. People are complaining, well, you stopped me from playing the game. How the devil does it stop you from playing the
I
game?
will say this, it's a minor jar.
It-
It's like something new, but it's not that serious. Like
And
I was
that's my
streaming and
point.
it caught me off guard, like, huh, what's this? And I was like, oh, I thought the game was gonna start. Anyway. La, 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 la. It
Right,
was
right.
like
But
it
that's my
wasn't
point. And
that big of a deal.
that's my point. It's not that big. These people are going crazy over nothing. And I'm like, I can't, let me say it this way. I can't tolerate stupid. I can tolerate a lot of things. I can't tolerate stupid. So I'm just
You
segueing
know
over
why
to,
they being like that?
I mean, to me, I
You know
love it.
why?
I love it.
It's actually interesting, like when you look at it and you see what friends play with this, so it kind of make you want to go look at the
Right,
achievements.
and
Like, hey,
right,
what you
and
got?
it
Let's
shows
see.
you all your friends. It shows you everything you're looking for. It shows you a lot of stuff, and I'm like, it doesn't. It's not that um, over and overbearing, so to speak. It's really smooth on how they put it out there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we talked about the vastness of
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed,
it's
empty world,
annoying.
and
That's Assassin's Creed though, so
that
you know
that
what you're
that's
getting
my
when you
point.
sign up for it. So whatever. No, it's been that way since the first one. It's gotten better because they, like I said, they got hunting and they got all this other stuff. Because guess what game I play that heck game has the same issue, Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
But I like
100%.
riding around in Red Dead Redemption. I
Oh
like going in the middle of
yeah.
nowhere.
100%.
I'm
But it's a
making
lot of
used to
nothing.
that cinematic button. You just want to ride the horse off into the sunset. Maybe, take a sip of whatever you got next to you. Just let the game play. Oh, I love that.
So a lot
It
of
Okay,
times
wouldn't
they
be
so
real,
can
right? I mean,
make
it's
some
stuff
cool
just
stuff.
popping up out of nowhere,
And then the bear jumps out the
right?
woods and mauls you while you're in cinematic mode. But stuff can happen. Like it's cool. It just depends on what you do with the space. Like what you can do. It can be boring. It can kill an experience, but it also can elevate experience. Fastness is sometimes needed because if you want realism to some degree, like you were getting at, the fastness does help.
hmm so we'll see how that turns out. I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me. It's like it's like all the games, so it's not. I don't have a problem with it. So the next topic we want to talk about is Atomfall. Did any of you guys play it? And is that a copy of Fallout? A lot of people are making a comparison,
Yeah, I
and
didn't play it because I thought it was in Game Pass. I was like, ooh, oh wait, I ain't paying for that right now.
it
But
is in Game Pass.
I need to check again then. What
No,
the heck?
Yeah.
no, it's there.
Okay,
You can't check too early, but it's there.
probably because I was like, I could have swore it was supposed to be. All right,
You
cool.
were right. No, it's there.
Well, I will be checking it out then.
Do you all think the has it been overdone? You
But
got
this style,
Atomfall. Yeah. Do y'all feel like it's getting overdone now?
What
What
is
is
your question? Thank you. Same thought.
I mean, it's like Fallout.
it? Have you
Atomfall is
played it?
like Fallout.
Have you played it?
I
Can you
haven't
put
played
some
it,
footage of that
But
game
how do
right now,
you know?
Johnson? Can you
How do
pull
you
some footage
know?
up?
Yeah,
but it seemed like it has the same type of thing.
I was gonna
Am I
say I
right?
didn't know because I haven't played it, but I was interested in it. I mean, all
I
first
played it.
persons look
I
the
played
same
it.
to me.
So I'm gonna let everybody put their little point out, but I played it. So,
All
and I'm
first
gonna let
persons
everybody else.
look the
How
same
you
until I
feel
play
about it?
them. Because if you give me a screenshot of Fallout, of Doom, of all these first person games, they gonna look similar until you play them or watch them be played. Like a screenshot of first person, they never did sold a game for me ever. She is
So what you
searching
think?
for
What you think,
an
Mike?
image.
What you
He
think?
said he gonna
Okay.
wait until after all
So
these
are
games
y'all
drop.
finished? Jazzy, you want to get your point out?
no, I mean, part of me, I'm still interested in playing it anyway
Oh, I
because
know, right.
it looks good to me. But I can see why people made that assessment based on what I've already seen, as someone who hasn't played it. So
You know what game this look
Yeah.
more like to me? By looking at the way it's moving and stuff, this will look more like Dying Light.
yeah, even the
And
text. Look at
I
the
can give
text.
you.
It's a similar font.
Okay, let me say it. Okay, the similarities: nuclear war or a nuclear warhead went off. That's about it. And bugs and things of that nature. Doesn't play like Fallout. It doesn't look like Fallout. And when somebody said, "Is it a Fall?" I can't think of it being a Fallout because it's not a Fallout. Not in any. I don't think they tried to even copy Fallout.
It's no
I did
radiation or
when right
nothing.
what he's doing.
Maybe
Yeah,
may,
radiation.
maybe they
I
going
said,
by the theme.
I said, nuclear bomb. They both wake up somewhere and need to get out, and they come both in a nuclear bunker, if you want to say that. That is the probably the only similarities that I can see with Fallout, and I know exactly where that is because I was there. But I'm not. It's okay, but this is not a Fallout, and I like Fallout much better, much better. So for
Like
any,
what is that? Is it like just overall
I,
that you like
it
it
is
better?
like the reason why I like Fallout better. It's a better intuitive system. This you hunting around for clues. I'm not a detective. I don't care about
Mm.
clues. So you hunting around for clues to find this clue. It's going to send you here. It's going to send you there. Um, I didn't like the upgrade system with the weapons. The Fallout has, if you want to say, if similar to Fallout for weapons, but I'm not going to say that either. You get these old raggedy pistols and got to hit people with them bats. That
I'm looking at a
You
wooden
got
club right now.
like, no,
cricket bat, you mean?
yeah. And I'm like, okay.
It's a cricket bat.
I just don't see it as a Fallout. I don't see it as anywhere trying to compete with a Fallout
So you're
because a
saying that's
Fallout,
its own thing.
yeah, it's its own game. I think this game needs to have its own uh, character and let people play the game and form their opinion. But when people call this a Fallout, it is not Fallout. Nowhere near Fallout. So it's okay. That's about the best I can get it. It's okay. But it's I like you can play Fallout and you start off slow in Fallout, you get everything you need. Fallout starts rolling.
So this is gonna be the year of mediocre games that's not good or bad. They just
I think
okay.
it's okay, but it's just right. It's
Just
okay.
so.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have. Let me say this: I wouldn't have bought the game,
Mm,
but it's good for Game Pass. And
Hey.
not saying Game Pass is for cheaper games or mediocre game because it's not, but it lets me experiment that I would have felt as though if I bought this, I wasted my money.
Same.
But now I'm playing it in Game Pass, which gives me the option to play hundreds of games. I have no problem with it. No problem with it at all. Because if I buy a game and it's becoming more and more, as it's becoming more and more apparent now with tariffs and things of that nature, you don't want to spend $90 for a game that's for it. Let me say it, I don't want to say mediocre. Not to be a game you know you may not play to beat. Most games I want to play, I want to try to beat them. And I don't think I would be, and I think what I said characterized the game wrong, mediocre. The game didn't give me any, didn't incentivize me like to keep it on my top list to keep playing. Does that make sense?
hmm It doesn't keep your interest well
Yeah, it
enough
doesn't.
to
It doesn't at
Uh-huh.
earn
all.
it.
That was nice. Moving on.
Yeah, like yeah, that and you hit the nail on the head. Like Dragon Age, I love that game. Kept playing. Um, Avowed, kept playing. Beat it. Those type of games that like, pique my interest. I keep playing, and I
Well,
just
they up your lane too,
yeah, that's true too. That's true.
because they pace the way you like the games to be paced, like not
Exactly.
too hard, not too difficult, decent story.
I like the story. This story is too hard for me to follow.
Mm.
Well, then not, and I didn't want to say too hard to follow. I just didn't like trying to search for all the clues when you say that.
So you don't like the puzzle games.
No,
It's
it's
like
the
light
clues. I
puzzles.
gotta. Well, let me put it like this: if you don't like walking,
Mm. Mm.
and that is what I didn't like doing, walking on one side of the world for clues and walking to the other. It may, and I may be wrong. It may,
That's kind of
and it may. Tempo of the game may get better. I just didn't get there yet.
killing me about Dead Island too. Like I want to play it because it's like in Game Pass, and I know I'm not gonna buy it. I just want to. It's fun enough, but the
I
walking
know I won't.
sometimes
Right, I
looking
won't
for
beat.
all the
I
stuff.
know I
Like,
won't
come
beat it.
on, man.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. I know I won't beat it. Like the games that I'll beat, I'll beat. But even that said, I go back to Elden Ring. I didn't know I was going to stay so focused. It just grabbed me, and I
Because you
kept
can
doing
do
it.
what
I'm
you
like,
want.
yeah,
That's
that's true.
you could do what you
That's
want. You can make
how you want to do it.
I love
a
it.
caster. You could make a warrior. You always talk about I want to make a caster, an ultimate caster. I want a game to do. We kept saying play Elden Ring, and look,
And you're on your
we
own
played it.
timeline in that game too.
True,
Uh-huh.
true, very true.
And it's like
It was also
you can play how you want. Like people can make fun of you and all that, like, you playing the sorcerer and all that, but you playing how you enjoying it. So
Yep.
whatever.
I had a
Whatever.
blast. I had a
As
blast.
long as
I
you have
even
fun
went,
with it, that's what matter. As
I
long
mean,
as you have fun
even
in there.
even when people joined the game, when you guys joined, it was still funny walking around. And what was
Mm-hmm.
really
Mm-hmm.
wild as far as being invaded, I'm like, oh no, that is a different take on the game that I
Mm-hmm.
haven't
Because you
Oh,
play
experienced.
that
with
was
people,
so
you
fun.
get
Yeah,
extra
yeah,
challenges.
They're like, oh, he thought he was alone. Surprise.
Yeah, that is fun.
I wouldn't mind doing that
So you
again. Now
like
that I got
Then
Mm-hmm.
now
no,
that I
now that
can use my
I got all
big
my
character,
powers.
Shoot, and we can find
you
some
more
of these
powerful
hidden
than me,
bosses.
probably. Probably
Yeah,
more powerful than me. I need
yeah,
to kill some stuff.
yeah.
Shoot.
Need to get back on
Kill
that
that
so I
bird.
can. Yeah, I got power now. I'm like, probably.
Because I was on that dragon boss you was trying to fight when you got to jump down and get around.
Yeah, I just
Oh
classic.
yeah, I still gotta kill that thing. Placid,
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
yeah.
watching him. He
yeah.
was
I
over
just
there
beat
fighting
him.
it.
I just beat him yesterday.
Yeah, I think I still gotta do
Just
that.
beat classes. And that was my worst boss to fight. Because
Even worse than Moog.
like, yes, he
Moog
was
is
the worst
annoying
one.
though. Ugh.
No, because
And and
he
that's
kept
another thing
flying away.
about Elden Ring. They said the game randomly picks certain enemies to be harder than others. It's like
That could
certain
be true.
bosses gonna be
Yeah,
harder in your game than they are in my game. They
it was
random,
hard.
yeah.
Because
It's
I can
just
tell
how the
you,
game.
that's
of all the games, I think I died at least 8 times trying to fight that thing. And no, I've never died that much on a boss. I probably died once. Okay, let me figure you out twice. Then after the third time, I'm good. But that was on the last final boss. I think I died 4 times at the max. This boss, I died at least 8. Because the first time I thought I could just rush him. And I'm like, oh, no, I have to wait for that lightning to stop. Then I can go get him. But he was like, okay, I got you.
Yeah, it got that old school
how
stuff,
long it
make you
take
learn
you
the
to
Yeah.
figure that
bosses.
out? How
Oh,
long
I
did it
had
take
to,
to
the
figure that out?
first time I learned the first time because I was trying to cast a spell, which is very slow, so to speak. And every time I was casting, he was dropping all that lightning. I'm like, at the middle of me doing the lightning strikes me. I'm like, okay, let me wait. Then I wait. I'm like, oh, this here, I have to wait until he starts spitting fire. Then I can fight. But I learned my lesson. But hey, that's what you got to do. That's one thing you're not going to do is just rush in. Ain't going to do it. But Fallout, I mean, that is not a Fallout game. Atomfall is its own. And I think it needs to be judged in its own. That shouldn't be categorized or judged like a Fallout. It's not as long as a Fallout. And it's not your only Fallout. And another thing that you have to say, you, the way Surge, the way Jazz, and the way OG experience Fallout is not going to be the way I experience Fallout. Because we all do something different. That game is a little more linear. Fallout is nowhere near linear. So
Yeah, Fallout ain't nowhere. No, that's kind of like a couple of games. I can't remember what another game they compare like that. That was completely linear. The example
mhm.
I had in my head and it just escaped me. But they do say that
Yeah.
about they quick to compare games
Yeah,
to
and I
another
think
game.
I think people want clicks. That's what they want, but we'll see.
Controversy
All right.
clicks.
Yeah, clicks. Okay, I got one more topic. But the last topic is going to be Nintendo, and I'm gonna link that with something else. But what I want to talk about is any of you guys played Fallout the Midnight? What you think of it? Or if you haven't played it, I got early access. Um, so you guys will be playing it tomorrow. So
Yep. I'm looking forward to
Right, you're
trying
gonna
it
have to
out.
tell us. We ain't played it yet.
Yeah, I got it downloaded. I said I would give it a try. I might
and
as
see
well
right
learn.
there, right there, and that's the problem I have with the last part of that statement.
What?
Read the statement Jazz just put up here. I just turned it on my TV to see what she put up.
Repetitive combat?
That is what I have a problem with. Not with the game, what people say. Because I can look at Ratchet and Clank. I can look at any little action platform where you're doing the same crap.
You can say
Now,
that about the first Berserker.
ev- that's my point. That's my point. And I think more people are looking at the combat for this game as rather than looking at the story and the platform it is, because it's giving me Titanfall. When you're trying to run, Titanfall was the first ones did the running,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and then went to Star Wars with what you call it. They're doing it in there, and I'm telling you, if you don't get it down the first time, because I died not from combat, but it was the platform that I had to get used to that they put in that game. So there's a lot of platforming and they changed it up. And it's like one part you going up and you guys are playing, you're trying to solve or help this person along in one of his memories as to why he is where he is. And so you're climbing a tree and going up a tree and you platform. Game is more of a platform storyteller. There is combat, but the combat is not the game. The game is platforming. The game is more or less trying to tell a story, and they have some I think you should experience it because it is Deep South. So I'm giving you a hint that Deep South, and I think a lot of people is going to hit on something that you guys are going to see, and you're going to love for people that look like me. You're going to love the kind of story it's telling about the past. Okay, so yeah, let me just say that you'll love the story it tells about the past. It tells about the relationship with a mother, daughter, the father, which is going to shock people when you find out who her father not really is, but you'll see. The game to me is fun thus far. Yes, the combat is repetitive, but it's a combat and you have to gain your powers. And once you gain your powers, moving on. I haven't beat the game yet, but I'm looking at the game for the story and the platform because it's a platforming game. And I did not think that game could be to me, as fun as it is, searching and looking for things that you may overlook. Because again, you have to look for everything, and I'm trying to get all the achievements. So you have to look in certain places. Not going to tell you you'll hear sound here and there, but you have to get there, and you got to think of the ways to get there. So yes, platform is what they're trying to do. Combat is third. Story is number one for me. You have to be drawn into the game. And you remember that cutscene that they showed at the very beginning with the little
With the
with the catfish. Remember that and the
the catfish,
little
yeah.
yeah. Do you know that's actually the game?
Oh
People thought
wow.
that wasn't real. That
I
is
can believe
in the
that.
game. No, no, it ain't. No, can't believe it. It is there. I mean, you remember? I don't know. They look, and I give Compulsion Games so much credit for what they did. I don't know if you watched the initial trailer
I'm
when
playing it
they went
now.
over the initial trailer when, yeah, let me show you a part. And I'm like, oh, wow. I give them all props for that because that initial trailer where they showed the Compulsions game symbol on the back of that car, that's in the game. So I'm
That's
like, I
nice.
give them all. That was so slick how they did that, and I give them all the credit in the world. And the game actually looks like that.
So are you playing without the cell? Was the cell shading off? Or are you playing it
I'm playing
on?
both. I like it off and on, so I'm playing it off now. Then the next chapter I play on, so I can get a good opinion. But the game looks good either way.
The combat is fluid.
You have to get used to combat, but once you get used to it, and you got to buy all your combat moves as in any game. So if you don't find the points,
Okay.
or as they call them, flutes, I think they call them. You got to find flutes. Flutes give you money. Money you get to buy your achievements. Like I've been like when she grabbed that bottle, I know exactly where that is, and it's a good story. That is one of the best stories told, and that's in chapter two. Is that chapter two or three? No, I think it's chapter two. So for me, I think it's a good story.
The bosses are huge.
Yeah, but
Oh,
all of that. All of that is in the game. In that original trailer they showed in the game. And I didn't think it was in the game, but you are actually let you start right there, and I think that's chapter 4. And you meet the catfish in chapter 3. So that is chapter 3 when you get the real experience. So for me, it's a good game. I give it an 8 thus far.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing. I see a lot of eights.
I give it an 8.5. But I hated one person. I'm not going to say his name, but I think he did it. He's shady. And I don't think you guys should buy the game. But Microsoft flew you up there and let you play the game. I'm like, okay, Mr. East, and y'all know who I'm talking about. I think he did that on purpose because of how the person looked. You can say what you want to say, but I've never seen a game that platforms so well. Smooth, no bugs, no any. The game is fluid. You have to get used to the combat. Yes. Is it repetitive? Yes, but I've not seen a game to date that doesn't get repetitive.
It was like that in the first Berserker, like the combat foreign, like when you first play it, it felt sluggish and
Yeah,
off. But you
and
level
yeah,
it up, so that goes
yeah,
away.
that's exactly. And I think where they said you enclosed. And here's the funny thing. Now, I want to. Double may not be able to respond, but Jazz and Surge can respond. But they're complaining about the combat when you fight the bosses. Some of you enclosed, and it encloses you in an area and you can't get out. And they said that's not good. So it's a closed combat area. What do you think about that?
Elden
You
Ring.
said
There you go.
you
Elden
There you
said
Ring.
go.
that ain't that you said wait, when you go through a portal and it ain't good,
No,
like
you
you in
go
a
to
closed
fight a
area,
boss. You're in a boss, and all the boss fights are in a closed area
so
that you can't see.
you
You
don't
can't go
like Devil May Cry, you don't like the first Berserker, you don't like Elden Ring.
exactly.
It's like I can rattle off a lot of games. You don't like God of War. You don't
Exactly.
what are you talking
Everything
about?
that's the thing. Everything is enclosed. My always enclosed. I'm like, and I know, and double, you have to play Elden Ring because Jazz and Serge know where I'm coming from with this. The One of the best ways they destroy you in Elden Ring is because it's close combat and they get you real quick. And if you don't watch that first second move, you're done. So it's an enclosed arena and they make sure you can't get out. And they don't give you that much room. So how is this any different?
Because they want to nitpick. They want
It's
to nitpick.
That's all it is, nitpicking,
Get better.
100%.
Get good.
But tomorrow you guys play it, and I think it'll an OG. You download it tonight so you can play it while you at work on your little ROG ally. See, I'm already giving busting you out, but to me, this game is perfect for a handheld. Now that this game's perfect for a handheld.
Okay. I'll put it on the ally.
Yeah, put it on the ally and tell me because I can tell you it's going to be perfect for that.
Awesome.
But I'm enjoying it. I wanted to get to it yesterday, didn't have time. Couldn't do it today because I was busy all freaking day. Your nephew called me probably at 4 o'clock, 3:30 to 4 o'clock, and I'm like, dude, I'm just sitting down because I've been so busy. And I mean, it's been a long day. And but as far as that, I love the game. Me, it's gonna hit you. It's especially if you got a chapter 3 is going to hit you. That's all I'll say. Chapter 1 and 2 is about the story setting the story up. Chapter 1 is definitely setting the story up. Chapter 2 is getting you inclined to how the game plays. Chapter 3 is when you really get a good story of platforming to get to A to B and understanding how the game works. So I'll say that much. So anybody else have anything else they want to say about that?
Nope.
Okay, so let's get to this last story that I'm going to link with another story. But I want to get you guys' opinion on the part of Nintendo Switch 2. What do you think about it? Two, the games. Three, the price of the games. And the goes back to tariffs with them holding off the kickoff of the sales because of the tariffs. They have to rethink that. And what do you think of initially of Nintendo? And I remember, and I'm going to OG for this. Who said, didn't I not tell you that that thing was going to cost 400 and some dollars? You say, nah, they ain't. OG, you remember that conversation?
Yeah, I said 399.
Oh, please, okay, yeah, okay. Anyway,
You
stop.
gonna
I
make
did.
him go
I
find
said
that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
399.
He
I
gonna
said
find the exact
399.
clip.
You remember saying this? Click.
You see, got
Okay,
my
so
voice recorded. I said $500.
It's on the podcast. Just which one? I don't know.
Now tell me what you
but
didn't say.
but what I wanted to say is, are any of you guys shocked by the price Nintendo charge? That's where I want to go first. And if so, why? OG, let's go with you first.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because
Why not?
I believe they got. I just believe they got a competitor coming into their space, and they know that competitor is going to be at least $500.
You think that's
So
one of the
I
reasons?
believe they got the right to make at least $100.
Hmm. I knew it was going to be
As
expensive,
far
but
as
I'll give you my reasons why. Go ahead, OG. Let's see. That's all you want to say.
yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay,
As far as
Serge.
the price,
Oh yeah, go ahead, Serge.
We still talking about the Switch.
Price. Yeah, the price of the Switch. Are you shocked?
To me, no, because
Okay,
I
is it
figured
worth
they
it?
would. What was that?
Do you think that price is worth it?
I would have to. I say time will tell
Okay,
because I
that's a
want to
good.
see if they
That's a good answer.
fix. I want to see if they fixed a few things like the drift and the Joy Cons, but that takes time to see. Like overuse if the Joy Cons go out, as well as like how powerful is the actual system. Like when someone gets their hands on it, and really breaks it down. Like what are the true capabilities of it?
Okay.
And I figured it would increase because the last one was $200. I was thinking 400 because of the 300 off of the other handhelds, the main PC handhelds. Even though I still think it's ridiculous, but I can see it being 400 because of the 4K and all that stuff. So definitely could see the price point.
Okay. Jazz.
Um, I would say yes, only taking into consideration that they did add a lot of updates that aren't that are exclusively new for Switch, like the voice chat and the video chat. For them,
Which
that's
was
new.
all Xbox 360 when they
Yeah,
did all that. Everybody was going the heck to
yeah.
hand last year. Now it's
So,
all new technology.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think for
New colors to go with it.
that reason alone, they're semi in their mind justified for adding a few dollar signs to that. It was like this tech has been out for a while, but I'm
They
still
iPhone in
curious.
it.
Is
they could be out 10, 15 years ago.
They
yeah,
iPhone in that
Hmm.
bad boy.
I'm just curious how it's actually going to play out because Nintendo's notorious for always like, oh, you guys can communicate, but hold on. Like I just imagine a person standing in between two people, like, hold on there, not too close. So let's see what limitations like. And I saw the example they had with the people who you can view your friends playing. Like, can you resize that? Because in the screenshots I keep seeing, I think their head's a little too big. But that's just me. Let's see.
OG will tell you about me. I don't want nothing on my screen but my video game. I don't even want to
It
share
looks
half.
too big. Let me see if it's
He
in
gonna
this
buy you.
article.
I get a camera just to wear this mask.
Just to wear his mask.
Gonna have his.
Yeah.
Put this mask on.
Hey, that's the only way you gonna get him. He gonna have a mask that creates an avatar whenever it's shining on there.
Okay, so what do I think about it? Well, I want you guys to think about something from a business perspective. Oh, gee, you remember a conversation we had a long time ago when I told you Nintendo owns no technology. All this is NVIDIA crap. They say cool develop. No, the brains is NVIDIA. Everything they got, they're renting or buying or leasing or however you choose licensing, not leasing, but licensing from someone else. All the innards are in NVIDIA down. They didn't own it. They bought it. They're manufacturing it. They maybe the operating system, the Nintendo operating system. Yes, they developed the games they developed. Yes, they did nothing. They don't own anything. Nintendo, people do not realize the only money Nintendo makes is off video games. They do not, they're not like a Sony, they're not like a Microsoft. Microsoft makes money from everywhere. Sony, they got music, they got movies, they got televisions, they got games. They can rob Peter to pay Paul. Nintendo can't rob anybody in other division because they only have gaming. So when people thought that they were going to charge a $2.99 for this, not using NVIDIA technology, not using anybody else's technology that they have to license from somebody. They have to charge because all that research and development and all this technology they're putting into this device is technically not theirs. Even that chip, when they mark my words, and we're going to go over this when it releases, when they break that Nintendo chip down, that's going to be an old NVIDIA chip, probably from 2018 to 2019, because Nintendo does not use NVIDIA new chips. It will be too expensive. So NVIDIA, so they have to capitalize and not sell at a loss. Nintendo does not sell that console at a loss because they can't afford to. It may cost them, if it costs them $300, they have to charge at least what they're charging now to make their money back on research and development, pay their people, keep the company profitable. So you got to factor that into each unit sold. Plus, you got to factor in if they sell it on Amazon, they got to give Amazon a cut. They sell it in Target, which I wouldn't buy anything on Target. If they sell it at a Costco, if they sell it any other store outside of their own, they have to pay for that and they have to give part of their profit up. So Nintendo is not going in to lose any money. So I never thought, and I told Double was really he fibbed and he said 299, 350 the most. You did not say 399. I told you it was coming out easily over $400, easy. In the game, what do you expect? Nintendo don't sell cheap games. Now, as far as the price, Nintendo ripping you off, as far as I'm concerned. But like OG said, and you guys said, people will buy Nintendo because of who they are. They don't care about the price. The price. That so
Yeah.
um, that's my 2 cents on that. As far as the price and them with the tariffs, just think if there's a 20% tariff on that, that's 80 extra, 80 plus extra dollars.
Boy, this is gonna be real
90 rough
interesting.
to 90 something. So it's going to see how this is going to play out. Now, the only good thing Nintendo can do, which it would do easily, because it's so much in a short um, supply, they can totally, in my opinion, not sell it in the US and still sell it everywhere else and sell out. Or say, we're not going to release it in the United States until the summer or the fall of 2025. They can easily get away with that because of the tariffs.
Yeah, I mean, as far as now, it's still coming June 5th.
No, it's always coming June 5th, but they did not say it's still going to be on hold until they can figure out what to do with that price. Now, do they want to lose a substantial market to the US? I don't know. But everybody's going to, even Microsoft Xbox is going to be impacted by this. We'll see.
Yeah, pretty much
So,
so.
so what about the gaming? What about the games? $80. And what was your favorite game from that Nintendo showcase? OG. What about the games? $80 games. Are Nintendo games worth $80?
Hmm.
OG.
Uh, the only game that stuck out to me was that Donkey Kong
Racing.
Bananas.
Bonzo.
That was a platformer.
Oh, Elden Ring didn't reach out to you?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Which
that one. I can't remember the name of it. That
I mean, Elden
FromSoft.
Ring,
Dustborn.
Cyberpunk. Yeah,
They had another one too, another FromSoft game. I
And
can't
that
think
was
of the title.
Bloodborne. Dustborn.
Yeah,
It was Bloodborne.
that looked
Esque.
cool.
I
From the
thought the
team who
Donkey
made
Kong was
Bloodborne.
cool because that was the Donkey Kong from the movie. He looks like the Donkey Kong. And that's so cool. They're changing the way they look. The characters look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. Cyberpunk was interesting. And yeah, and Elden Ring. So I'm surprised we didn't see no Call of Duty though.
That was strange to me. And I'm like, I didn't sometimes I don't understand what Microsoft does. Maybe they said we're gonna have our own show. Because if they do put Call of Duty on that, that's going to sell like bonkers. But let's give Jazz, what do you think? What was your standout games and what about the pricing of the games? $80
Um,
game?
I thought the pricing was a bit ridiculous, but like I said, in some cases I can see where they're coming from. Not even, you know, taking into consideration the tariff. So I mean that's a given. Um,
And the games go up with the tariffs too.
yep, yep. Um, but yeah, that FromSoft game really caught my attention. The one that served
Everybody
as a
said that.
Bloodborne. Yeah,
Right.
that
That
looks
yeah, that
cool.
Bloodborne-ish game. That was supposed to be the predecessor to Bloodborne, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, like, as we were watching it, he was like, "I wonder if this is going to be exclusive, or I wonder if this is going to be on all systems." And it said only on Switch. I was like, "Dang, nabbit!" So hopefully that'll change in the future, but who knows? Whatever.
But here's the
Um,
thing, Nintendo is really, and I think what they're the gambling on, and I heard somebody else, and I think this guy from at first Nintendo was supposed to do a staggered launch, which I would agree, which mean that. Oh, go ahead, Serge. Then I'll go ahead. Go ahead, Serge. What are your
uh,
games that stood out to you, and price?
I thought what they did in Mario Kart World was innovative. Like Grand Prix going from course to course, making it kind of like wacky racing. And I was like, oh, that's kind
That
of cool.
Yeah,
That's
Mega
kind of
likes
cool.
that.
It's a cool
Yeah, Mega
concept.
thinks that's
It's a cool
yeah,
concept.
he likes it.
Having
Yeah.
30, 40-minute races because you got 5 races to go to and y'all racing in between, messing with each other.
hopefully your
Uh,
battery charged.
well, if you could play it on the at the
Doc.
house, the dock,
Yeah.
and you can plug it up while you're playing. So, and yeah, they did not say the battery life, did they? But anyway,
They sure didn't.
uh, that Donkey Kong looked cool and the Dustborn, and like Nintendo is Nintendo, like Hyrule Warriors 2, all that. Like I enjoyed a good portion of the games. However, if they talking about pushing the line in the video game market and they taking a blow for the rest of the society of the video game culture, that's kind of mean from Nintendo to do that. That's some mean
Hmm.
business because Nintendo could get away with it. They the ones with the hearts of a lot of people. If anybody could go villain with the price, is Nintendo. They definitely can pull the villainy on that and be forgiven for it
They can. They did it and got away with it.
and get forgiven for it. And people are
Yeah.
like, no, it can't be. And they gonna be tossing that money at them in the summer. They gonna be tossing their money at them because everybody talking
Well,
about like, show them that you mean it with your wallet. All right, let's see how many people can actually do that. And how many people gonna be able to resist their kids when they really start going crazy? The people who can't.
Well, here's the problem with that, and I do see your point, and I agree in theory. But if all the prices on goods and services are going up because of tariffs, you go to the grocery store and moms can't, her grocery bill went from a family of four. Her grocery
Mm-hmm.
bill, mom and dad grocery bill went up from $150
Mm-hmm.
to $200. Then the people who live up north to get their electricity from Canada, their bill goes up. Uh,
Yeah, that's the only thing that's
because
like
see, you
reality.
got to
Because
look at
the
all the
tariffs, the
right,
tariffs is what that
right.
change everything.
So
Because I was
how
saying that's what they were basing it off of,
this was
basically.
right, but now this is why Nintendo slowed down and said we're going to reevaluate. And I can tell you this: if that thing costs 450, and then you have to raise it up 20%, extra $90 almost, that
Six
a
hundred
nice
system. Shoo.
yeah, that's a 600 system and a game, and the game goes up to
Shoo.
$100.
Because you're getting taxed on that too, even though it's a bundle, you still gonna get taxed on
Exactly. So you're getting
it.
taxed on that. Then I don't know if they could. That's why I said it may be more advantageous for them to say we're going to launch it outside the U.S. first, and then we'll come back in September or October or for the holiday, and they could actually get away with pausing it in the U.S. and say we can build it up. But they said they had a lot of artists. We don't know. So the rumor had been that Nintendo had were making these consoles and we're stacking them up since last year. So maybe they may have 5 to 10 million of these just sitting in a warehouse. I don't know, but I do know pricing and tariffs can do anybody in. When you got the stock market falling, you got businesses will be going bankrupt. Where you got people who skip marketing their products to the U.S. That's it. I can't call it. I mean, me myself, I- if I play Nintendo games like the rest of you, Donkey Kong Racing was the other game that I liked. I'm not gonna buy Elden Ring again to play it because I can't play Elden Ring on a Switch. Wouldn't play it because the real estate. I need my real estate, and that little screen is not enough to play Elden Ring. Now for me, I need a big screen. Um, Cyberpunk wouldn't play it again. Although I got to get back in it. I got it for the Xbox. Not playing it on the Switch. No, I'm not doing that. You're not gonna make me buy a double dip. I don't double dip. I can't have it. Not doing it. I only want it on one system, which goes into this last point I'm trying to make. This is why I said I'm gonna bring this in with the tariffs and all the gaming. Does this present an opportunity for Game Pass, Jassy?
In what way? Like,
I'm asking you an open question.
uh,
I'm not leading you on that one. I'm just asking you a question. Does this present an opportunity for Game Pass?
I mean, I suppose so, since Nintendo's finally implementing some of the things that we already have, but I don't know about changing their software from that standpoint, other
Okay.
than sharing some games, so.
Okay. OG.
Oh yeah, it should, and they
In
should,
what way?
and Microsoft should be trying to advertise it too.
Okay.
Hey, look, games are going up. Got your Game
Exactly.
Pass.
Exactly. This because Nintendo, by doing $80 games, in my opinion, with the tariffs, has just given Microsoft in the US the opportunity to go bonkers and say, Game Pass in these trying times, Game Pass, Game Pass, paying Game Pass. You don't have to, if Nintendo goes up $80 a game, so you're telling me you're going to buy Cyberpunk, Donkey Kong, um, and two other games for $320 plus tax. That's $400. I can get Game Pass for $19, $20 a month,
Don't
and
have
that's
$80?
$220. 240, 240, 240. So it presents an opportunity for people who are conscious about their money.
Yep, this is the perfect time right now.
Serge, what about you? Do you think it presents an opportunity if it's marketed?
Game Pass is opportunity in any bad economy.
There you go.
It
Anything
is.
where you get the biggest value for your buck, because I look at Game Pass like going to the money I would spend if I was going to the rental store every
Exactly.
week.
Exactly.
Like, like I will pay that money, and that's actually cheaper than what I spend. 4 weeks at the video rental store, I was paying like $10 a week. So shoot, Game Pass ended up
And
being cheaper than
and
that.
and I will buy other games that I want easy
Yeah,
because I'm not paying because the $20 I pay for Game Pass a month. I bought it a lot of it. I bought a subscription, the keys way in advance. So I was paying $45 for 6 months instead of what it's $60 for 6 months. 120 something for 6 months, whatever, 3 or 4, whatever months I bought the packs in. But it was a savings of at least $15 to $20. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. So that saves me money. So I think it's an excellent opportunity if marketed right for Game Pass. If the parents knew that Game Pass was 19.99 a month, that's for ultimate. That means I can play on PC and Xbox.
Mhm.
I think a lot of parents like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get that for my son or daughter. Oh, Jazz, we forgot. I saw you pop it up too. So let's talk about that. What about the X Bone? Oh,
It was like, since we're talking about the Game Pass, haha. Yeah.
mm,
I think it looks cool. I don't know if it's worth it because what do they want? Like $100 for it? I've seen as low as 50, 60.
I don't want it.
I
It
don't
doesn't
want it
do any.
either. Like it's
Yeah, I
it's
don't
it's a
think.
cool accessory for
Yeah, it's
something that's
accessory.
already been available for quite some time now.
Yeah, and I think like I said, it's too pricey for me. Not that I'm cheap, but I am.
Yeah,
I just wouldn't pay that.
and small sticks they say. Because I'm
Yeah,
trying to
no,
think like
so,
what actually makes it worth it. Like just because it's Xbox.
yeah, that's it. I think it's here with an iPad or something like that, but still,
like the only way I could see that being worth it is if you don't own an Xbox and don't have a controller
True,
already.
and you want that
true.
Xbox experience, even if it's not 100%.
Yeah,
It's a
because I
cool
mean,
gadget.
if you have it
I
on
don't
your
want. I don't want.
PC and you don't want to carry a controller, I can
Mm-hmm.
see uses for it, but not for me.
Right.
How much is it, by the way?
$100.
109.
I think it's too little, too late to the game.
Not for me.
Yeah,
And I had it come out when they first released the mobile playability, then yes. But that's when you had all these off brands. Heck, I have a controller that it holds my phone. Like when this was a newer thing, had they released it back then yeah. But
I don't think it's
I'm
worth it.
good.
I think the price point's a little bit too high.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's steep.
Yeah, for $109 when I can get a controller for 59, $69, and yeah, I know it's it,
Literally.
it- right. It could have been 89. It would probably been an easier pill to swallow, but $109, I
And not,
just wouldn't buy it. It,
and
it
not to
doesn't.
mention how many stands you can get for like $5, $10.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the controller and the stand for your phone for way cheaper than that thing costs for the
And I
features.
can't play on my phone, so
And
I'm just
multiple
gonna tell you,
colors. Yeah.
I can play on the iPad, but I can't play on the phone. Mm-mm.
Only Uno. Something like Uno.
Yeah, yeah, something simple, something
Exactly.
simple, something very simple. I can play
Shoot, I was
Uno. That would be
playing
fun.
Destiny on my phone.
Really?
Yeah, I could play Destiny 2 on there.
Oh, good.
I played PUBG on it once. And Elden Ring. I was farming a bird at work one time on my lunch break.
No, you were not.
Yep. I actually took a picture of it too. I sure did.
Were you doing it through your Xbox at home or?
Yeah, it was streaming. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
okay,
at my
yeah,
desk eating lunch, killing the bird on the cliff.
Killing the bird. Yeah.
no, she was
Join us.
farming.
You
Yeah,
know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
yeah, you got to
Join
yeah,
us.
it's a Elden Ring thing, man. It's a
yeah, you got to
The
keep on
bird.
farm. I think you and your nephew should get on it, and all of us, some of us, join you and go through the game, which because it's fun with people. Elden Ring is a lot of fun with more people. Yeah.
Dress.
I gotta talk to your nephew, see if he'll play it because he said he was.
Yeah, he was trying to get into it. I remember he was talking about it.
Yeah, because I know he's frustrated with dying. That's what everybody's ego is.
You're gonna die. You gotta get over it.
Yeah, so I say you'll lose that. You'll
You
lose
gotta get
that
over it.
big time.
Like
But
you must be an
I
amazing
think I
person
got
if
I
you can
got to
perfect it.
the night on the big giant horse. I got there, and then
At the
did
Monster
you
Hunter
beat
beginning.
him?
came out.
Did you beat him?
Uh-uh.
You're not gonna beat him until
I
you
didn't beat
level
him.
up. He sees real quick. And what level were you?
I was right at the beginning of the game.
Oh no, that was a dumb move. That was a he's not gonna beat him.
He was the first thing that came at me.
That
It
don't mean you
When I
fight.
got
Yeah,
it's
all
a
the open
mental
world,
test.
that's by
It's a
design.
mental test. You
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
You think you can pass the first test?
The
That does
first
not
go
mean
round?
you're not.
Ha!
You're not gonna be. You have to be very, very lucky because if you get one hit in, you're done. Just based on your level, you're done. There's nothing you can do. And he hits hard.
Yeah, he is very hard. You got to be
He
like
hits hard.
immaculate.
He
If
hit.
you gonna do it in the first, you gonna spend like 2 hours fighting them, dodging them,
Yep.
without
And
getting the hit.
Throwing
you
throwing darts at him from a distance.
and running.
Yep.
Whole lot of that. Whole lot of
So
that.
make 110% sure you got your dodging in to him. Don't dodge away. Dodge to him. Roll to him or roll to the side because you dodge away, your probability of getting hit is
High.
vastly increased. But you should get on it, invite one of us
I
on it, and it'll be so fun. I'm telling you, it'll be fun.
Yes.
You can't invite us on it yet because you don't have any what do you call them? Gold finger, whatever crooked fingers to
Yeah.
invite people.
You
Yeah, I
gotta
don't even
get
think you
into
got
the
all the
story.
stuff. I don't even think you got all the
Yeah,
stuff to be able to summon. Because you got to get it. You got to get the
yeah.
stuff to summon.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, those are our topics I think for tonight. And thank you guys for showing up and giving us your time to talk about gaming. But so that being said, let's get our outros going and find out where we can find people during the weekend. I think Jazz, you and Serge are broadcasting more, right?
I'm trying to. I had spring break, so I had a little bit more time than I
Yeah,
did.
a little bit more
But
time.
I'm trying to get in where I fit in.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm streaming, but I got to get back on it again. I've been
I need somebody to
waxed
show me
lately.
how to do some things because I'm getting into streaming. I'm like, do I want to show my face on this? I'll do it one day.
You like my mask for Avowed?
Yeah, I saw your vest. Like she took me to death.
I'm
I
a
was like,
mushroom lady.
yeah, I can't believe you did that. I just bust out laughing. But anyway, um, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for joining us. Where can we find everybody, Jazz? Where can we find you?
All right, you can find me here with the rest of the crew when we have our podcast, Gamers DMZ. Don't forget to hit like. You
And
can and
subscribe.
subscribe. Yep.
We
You can
need
all.
our subscribers, so hit like and subscribe.
Shoot, I need my subscribers too. I'm on
Yeah,
YouTube, Jazzymoto77. But if you put Jazzymoto in as it's spelled on the
it
screen,
ain't
it'll come
nobody
up.
else named Jazz because when I
Right.
put it on mine, it
Good.
came right up.
Good.
So you ain't got to worry about that many people having that.
But X, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, starting to post more, and of course Twitch, all Jazzymoto. And I plan, hopefully, no promises, plan on streaming on Wednesday. If not, definitely Friday and or Saturday.
Okay, let's go with Serge. Where can we find you?
You can find me here on Mondays with the crew.
Hey,
With the
Jazz.
gamers
Sorry
DMC.
about that.
Oh,
Go ahead, Serge. I apologize.
oh, yeah. You can find me on Twitter as Sir Rich. You can find me on Facebook as Sir Rich Gaming. On YouTube as Sir Rich. I've been posting on there quite frequently, and on Twitch at Sir Rich, and I've been streaming on there more frequently.
Okay. Anywhere else?
No.
Okay, OG, where can we find you? Outside of Blue.
Well, you can find me here every Monday when we here.
Mhm.
And just here for now. I don't want to say the other places.
Okay.
I'm not really there right now. So I'll just say here. Every
Okay.
Monday.
Thank you, sir. Well, you can find me here every Monday, and you can find me on Xbox. I streamed a little bit, and when Jazz said something, I'm like, oh, but I was at my computer. I gotta link those too, where I can see messages coming in when I'm on Twitch.
You could put it on your phone too.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
your tablet. Because
yeah,
that's what I did when I
yeah.
first started. I had my Twitch on my
Yup.
tablet, and I had it in my
That's
face.
that's what I need to do is put on the tablet.
Just
Yeah,
glance
exactly right.
over, like, oh, hey y'all.
Yeah. And you can find me here, like I said, on Twitch. You can find me Gamer DZ on Twitter, and I'm putting all the videos up. You see a video from the Gamers DNC? That's probably me putting the videos up of me playing a video game. And I'm gonna try to do some streaming this week. I was gonna do it of South of Midnight, so I'm gonna try to do one of those chapters in the South of Midnight and do it all the way and stream it while I'm trying to find the bosses, the Elden Ring. Finish all the bosses though, but again, that's where you can find me, and you can find the rest of us. Please support Jazz and Sir Rich in their endeavors on Twitch when they broadcast. And that is it for us tonight. So, Serge, can you take us out?
Oh, it's time to holla. Holla,
It's
everybody.
time to holla.
Holla, holla, holla,
Holla,
holla,
holla,
holla,
holla,
holla,
holla.
holla. Don't forget to like. Holla, holla, holla,
Holla.
holla, holla.
Never forget to like. Yeah, holla, holla.
Holla, y'all.
Let me holler.